So, good morning, everybody. So some of you say that you're tired this morning. So honor that. We will try to build a little bit of energy throughout this practice. So if you need to have a little bit more softness and stillness, keep your arms by your side, under your forehead, in between your legs. And if you have a little bit more energy, just stretch the arms out in front of you. If you have blocks and you want to place your hands on top of the blocks, that's always a nice option, just to relax the forearm onto the block. Gives you a little bit more action in the shoulder, under the arm. So let your body be your guide. Start to connect to the breath. Just listening to the sound of your breath, the quality of your breath. How much can you inhale and exhale? And now imagine the breath rising from the base of your spine all the way through the center of our body, actually rolling its way through the chakras system, all the way to the top of the head, out the top of the head. If you're familiar with your Ujjayi breath, feel free to start that, breathing in and out of the nose, closing off the back of the throat with a slight guttural sound. And if it feels good to you today, begin to stretch your arms out in front of you. If it doesn't feel right for you, just keep your arms where they are. And if the arms are outstretched, see if you can find a little action in them. Press the heel of the hand forward, the hips back. Breathe under the arms to the outer hips, shoulders away from the ears. And then carefully lift your chest up and walk to your right side. Place your left arm on top of the right. Take another breath and see if you can find a little bit more space. Maybe move a little further to your right side. Relax the left shoulder away from the ears. And then inhale, slowly walk through center to the other side. Right arm resting on top of left or longer. Feeling the stretch underneath the arms to the outer hips. And then come back to center. Stretch your arms forward, stretch your hips back. As you inhale, walk your hands back to your knees. Sit your torso up and cross your legs with the left leg in front of you. Sit on a block if you need to, and the right leg behind the left. Moving a little bit side to side. And place your hands on top of your knees. And just use your hands against your knees to kind of lift your spine. And shoulders drop down, bring your collarbones forward. Maybe drop the chin towards the chest. Press the hands down and release the shoulders and ears from each other. Keeping your chin to your chest, bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Don't lift your shoulder to your ear to shoulder. Take your right hand and bring that left ear closer. Nice and easy, don't do too much. Don't force it. Let's take the left hand and walk it out to the left side. And then maybe lift it off the floor and reach it away from you. If that's too much information, drop it down. See where you feel better. And then drop your chin to your chest and wrap your left arm back behind you. Release your right hand, take it outside your left leg and just twist. Lengthen your spine on the inhale, and exhale, twist a little deeper. And then return to center, bring both arms behind the back, take your palms together, knuckles down, open up the front of your shoulders and chest. Let your chin gently drop towards your collarbones. release the arms and stretch them all the way up overhead. Exhale, hands back on your knees, lift your chest up. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Shoulder, so don't let the shoulder come up to the ear, let the ear come towards the shoulder. And then take your left hand and guide that right ear towards the left side. Take your right arm, creep it out to the side, and maybe lift it off the floor and reach it out away from you. Now wrap that right arm behind you. Drop your chin to your left shoulder. And then gently release the left hand to the right knee. Lift your head up and turn to the right side. Drop the left shoulder down. Lift your heart up. Inhale, bring your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers, one finger over. Knuckles to the earth. Lift your chest up. So I like to push my knuckles down to lift up. Maybe I'll even lift my hips up a little bit here. So if that's not for you, don't do it. And then come back down if you're up. Release your arms in front of you and over your head. And then place them back on your knees, lengthen back, and just shake out your legs and switch the cross of your legs. Then adjust yourself so that you're sitting in front of your sitting bones. And let's do some circles through the torso. I feel like Lori Gross this morning. Okay, doing my nice torso circles, rolling my shoulders forward, back and around. I rock forward and back with my sitting bones, and then reverse it. Just keep moving through your torso. And then when it feels good, come back to center, lift up nice and tall. Walk your hands out in front of you, fingertips on the floor, pushing your hips back. Start to just feel the first place that you feel this, and the first moment you feel it, and stay there, breathe into it. See if you have a little bit more space as you empty the breath. Maybe you can creep your fingers a little bit forward. Keep your hips on the ground. Good, one more. Shoulders relax away from the ears. And then walk your hands back in one more time. Release your legs, shake them out, take your hands behind you. Place your heels in line with your sitting bones, fingers facing towards the toes if you can. And then lift your hips up into a bridge, lifting your tush up. Let your head drop back only if that's open for you today. Feel the front of your shoulders, your biceps, stretch, breathe. And as you exhale, drop the hips back to the floor. Swing your legs to either side and find your way into a tabletop position. If you need to double up your mat and just shake your legs out behind you. If you have blocks, move them up and over to the sides. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes and arch your back. Broaden your collarbones and wag your tail a little bit side to side. Just start to feel a little bit more action now. And then in this action, start to make yourself or bring yourself into dancing lions. Starting off small, but going big when and if it feels right for you. My toes are tucked, but you can have them down on the floor. See where you're feeling today. And then go to the other direction. Maybe you start off a little bit smaller. And then maybe you go bigger, or maybe you don't. So let your body be the guide of that. And then let's just bring our hips forward and back, releasing the toes if they're not. Push back to your heels. Do that a couple of times, pulling your chest through, opening up the legs maybe as wide as the mat. And come back, and let's do one more child's pose here. Bring the arms by your side, place the palms up. And as you inhale, rise up and sit up on your shins. Bring your arms overhead. Take your palms together, release thumb and forefinger. Reach your fingers to the sky. Draw the bottom ribs towards the hips. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Breathe into the sides of your body. As you exhale, lean over to the right side. Inhale back to center, up and over to the left side. Pulling that right arm with the left arm. Come back to center, lift your heart up. Bring your hands to your back and just open up the front of your chest and shoulders. Squeeze your elbows towards each other, pushing your hips into your hands. and then come on back up. Bring your hands overhead on an inhale, hands to the floor on an exhale. Step your right leg out to the right side, toes on the floor. So just right out to the side, coming up for Parigasana gate pose, hands on your hips. So just feel the levelness or the evenness of your hips, right? Shoulders, hips facing the same direction. Bring your arms overhead, inhale. Release thumb and forefinger as you exhale. Inhale through center, find length. Exhale up and over to the left side. Inhale up and over to the right side. So press your left top of your foot and shin to the floor. Inhale, one more time to the left side. Release your arms, open them out, and reach over, left arm up, left arm down, right leg up. Bend the right knee, place the hand on the foot, shin, or ankle. Push your hips towards the front of your mat, and push your foot towards your hands, opening up a little bit more. Inhale and exhale. Then gently release your foot if you're holding it, right arm over your head. Sweep the right arm down, bring the hands in front of you, and sweep your right leg behind you, toes on the floor, Dirty Dancing Asana. And pull those toes over to the left side. And then walk your hips back a little bit more, arms forward a little bit more. Some of you might get down towards the floor, and others may just stop here where you feel that connection in your hip. Breathe in, and breathe out. Now bring your forearms to the floor in the center. Bring your right leg in the air. Flex the foot, lift it a little higher. Bring it down. Round your back, pull the belly in. Come to neutral, step your feet back and find a high plank, or low plank, excuse me. Shoulders over elbows. Pull your elbows towards your thighs and your thighs towards your elbows, tailbone long. Belly is lifted up and in. Take another big breath. Keep your eye gaze looking centered forward. And as you exhale, lower the knees to the floor, find that child's pose. Inhale, rise to sit on your shins, arms come up overhead, left leg comes out to the side. Interlace your fingers. Lift out of your waistline, lift up and over to the right side. Find space underneath the right side of your body. Press your right foot and shin into the floor for stability. Inhale, center, up and over to the left side as you exhale. Good, back up over to the right side, inhale. Exhale, open the arms, reach the right arm down, left arm up, left leg up. And then bend your left knee, grab a hold of the foot, shin, or ankle. Push your hip towards the front of your mat and push your hand and foot against each other. So opening up a little bit more of that back bend. Breathe. One more breath. Gently release it. Left arm up and over as it sweeps around. Right arm meets it in the center of your mat. Left toes to the right side. And then draw that right hip towards midline. Walk your hands a little further out. See if you want to sit back or just stay and relish this nice big hip stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. And then bring your forearms to the floor. Bring your left leg back up in the air. Bend the knee, place it on the floor. And then step your right and left leg back for your plank. Body is parallel to the floor. Look forward. Make some circles around your shoulders. So you're rolling forward and back and around on your toes. And reverse. And then hold your plank, not your breath. Crown of the head reaches forward. Pull yourself a little forward. Lower your hips to the floor, Sphinx pose. Feet are on the outside edges of the mat. Pull your heart through. Let your chin drop towards your chest or towards your collarbones. And then draw your hands towards your hips and your hips towards your hands at the same time. One more breath. As you exhale, sit on your heels. Child's pose. Arms by your side, palms face up. Inhale, rise to stand on your knees. Hands together, bring your hands to your heart center. Tuck your left toes under it if you need to and step your right foot forward and just send it out. So put your hands on the floor if you need to. Hands at your heart if you can get there. Pushing that left hip forward, tucking the tailbone underneath you. Inhale. And exhale as you press the arms up, interlace your fingers, thumb and forefinger release, reach over to your right side. So we've done this a couple of ways today. Lift up and over. Good, stretch down that left side of your body. Inhale to the other side. Pull, pull, pull. Keep drawing that right hip inward. Come back to center. Lift your heart all the way up. Draw the hands to prayer. Keep the length in the spine as you twist right. And bring your left elbow outside your right knee. Keep pushing your right top of your foot and shin down. If anybody would like to lift your knee up, that's your option right here. Stay there. Take a couple more breaths. Pushing your palms together to give you a little bit more of that rotation. One more breath. Exhale, hands on either side of your foot. Tuck your left toes all the way underneath you and step your right leg back into a downward facing dog. Hips up in the air and walk your dog. Come back to the toes, lifting up nice and high. Pull the knees up, chest towards your thighs. Keep the action in the quadriceps as you shift forward to a high plank. Resist the earth with your hands so your upper back will spread a little bit. Spread your fingers. Draw back to your downward facing dog as you exhale. One more time, high on your toes. Keep your legs nice and strong. Pelvic floor muscles lifted. Come forward to a high plank. Resist the earth. Feel that action. Then lower the right knee and step the left leg forward. Bring your hands to your heart center. Good. Breathe. Tighten the top of the foot and shin to the floor. Inhale, arms come up. Interlace fingers, release thumb and forefinger. Lift up and over as you exhale to the left side. Draw that left hip inward. Keep pushing your right hip forward. This should feel good, Randy, after that long walk. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Stay nice and tall. Twist to your left. Right arm outside left thigh. Then lift your belly up off your thighs. Twisting and looking over that left side. Make sure your left hip doesn't shoot out, so keep drawing it back to center. Inhale. And exhale. Option, of course, to take your right toes underneath you. One more big breath. Come back to center. Arms come all the way up. Good. Exhale. Hands to the floor. Right toes tucked. Downward facing dog. Hips up in the air. Walk your dog from side to side. Inhale high up on your toes. Shift forward to a high plank. Resist the earth. Lower knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Inhale, roll through into a low cobra. Elbows squeezed by the side, crown of the head forward, right in line with your tailbone. Exhale, push your seat to your heels, tuck your toes underneath you. Lift your knees up off the floor, downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Breathe in, breathe out. Can you breathe down the sides of your body? Can you breathe down the back of your body? Soften your knees, walk your feet to the front of your mat. Take your time. And come into a soft, easy forward fold. 2 fists in between your feet for the width of your hips. Sway a little side to side, hang your head. I want you to come back to center and feel the evenness of your weight in your feet. So the big toes press down, the ball of the foot, the pinky toes, and the heel. And then we just rest our thighs, our chest on our thighs, or our belly on our thighs, and hang your head down. Keep finding space between your ears and your shoulders. Maybe you feel like swaying a little bit today. Feels good. Sometimes we move so straight and linear. It's nice to move in a circular motion. And then tuck your chin to your chest. Push down through those 4 corners of the feet. Draw your belly to your spine. Pelvic muscles lift. Roll through your spine nice and slow. Roll the shoulders back and around a couple times. Heel toe your feet together. Bring your hands together in prayer. Close your eyes for a moment. Settle in. Revisit, visit, or make a new intention for your practice this morning. Where are you at today? What's going on in there? Yesterday, I am was our mantra. You can use that again. Open your eyes, stretch your arms down, up and overhead. Interlace your fingers. One more time, let's take it up and over to the right side. Here, we're gonna find the most length we have. Lift up and over an imaginary ball on that right side and just let your body mold. So we're gonna stay here for a few extra breaths. If it's too much, back off a little bit or take one hand and you can place it on your hip. Nice, looking good, guys. One more breath. Come back to center on the inhale. Up and over to the other side. Pull the right arm with the left. Lift up and over from that left side. Find as much length as you can. That's our job here today. That's our goal. Back to center, lift your heart. That's our intention. Open up your heart. Now open up your arms. Squeeze the shoulders together. Take the hands behind your back. Separate your feet and forward fold over your legs. Arms come away from your back. Head hangs down to the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, release your hands to the floor, lengthen your spine. Step your right foot all the way back as you exhale. Option to be on your knee or stay in your crescent lunge. Hovering your fingers off the floor, hovering your belly off your thighs. And then as we rise up, we're gonna bend the back knee and bring the arms overhead. They can connect or they can be separated. You choose. Now with that back knee bent, tuck that tailbone under and push the right hip forward. Keep the low lunge, but extend that back leg. And then reach your arms forward. Pull that left hip into your center. So maybe your arms need to be separated. Maybe you have your hands on your thighs. As you inhale, come back up, bend that back knee. Tuck the tailbone underneath you. Good stretch for your hip flexors. And then reach out and straighten, arms come forward. Really feel that left hip. And then release the right hand to the floor as you twist over to the left side. Draw that left hip, come back to center. Breathe. Crown of the head reaches forward, tailbone back. Don't forget your back leg, it's strong. One more big breath. Let go of the breath, let go of the arm. Left leg in the air, three-legged dog. Open your left hip to the side, bend your knee, move through the foot, shin, and ankle, or foot, hip, and ankle. Knee. You choose. And then release your left leg to the floor. Inhale, high plank. Exhale either to your knees or come through chaturanga. Upward dog, or you're on your knees for child's pose, downward dog. Let's lift the right leg in the air. Right leg steps all the way through. Help it out if you need to. Find some stability here, so really push into the foot. Climb onto your fingertips, lift your chest off your thighs, so you gotta really fire up in the back body, the glutes. And then as you inhale, raise the arms up, bend the back knee. Maybe the hands come together, maybe they don't. Tuck that tailbone underneath you, point the knee down, push the hip forward. Arms are where you need them to be. As you exhale, come forward, lean forward, like you're gonna go into warrior three, but we're not. We're just finding that length from fingertip to tailbone. Inhale, rise up, bend the back knee. And exhale, come forward, straightening the back leg, reach your arms forward, hips back. Left arm comes down, right arm opens up, twist. Stacking shoulders, spreading fingers. Draw the hip towards the midline, breathe in. And exhale. One more. Empty the breath, hands down. Three-legged dog, right leg in the air. Open it up, kick it around. Make some movement. What feels right to you? And then find your downward dog. Stay here. Or vinyasa, your way. Adding push-ups, taking away the push-ups to your knees. Whatever feels good to you. Bringing your feet a little bit closer together, chest towards your thighs. Left leg lifts up in the air. Step it through. Rise up, crescent lunge, bend the back knee. Straighten the front leg and back leg, reach out. Right arm down, left arm up, twist. Breathe. Look down at your toes, draw your left hip in, and rise up to water wheel, bringing your left arm behind you, right arm in front of you. That back leg is now straight and strong. Maybe you want to open up and bring the right arm up, exalt this, or hold in here. Keep pushing that right hip forward. As you exhale, come back to water wheel, and then windmill open to warrior two, facing the right side of your mat. So bring your knee over the hip, the ankle, in line with second, third toe, in line with your hip. Warrior two, breathe. Pull back, pull forward, all at the same time. Inhale and exhale. Take another breath. As you empty the breath, windmill down. Turn your hips forward, left leg in the air, three-legged. Option to take a three-legged vinyasa, four-legged or none. You choose where you're going. Where do you need to be? Downward dog is where we meet. Chest towards your thighs, hang your head. If you need more than this, go to your child's pose. Go to your knees. Feet together. Right leg in the air. Step it through. Rise up, warrior one, bend the back knee. Crescent lunge. Extend the leg behind you, reach your torso long. Left arm down, right arm up, open up your twist. Maybe your hands on a block. Keep opening towards that right side, look down at your toes. Inhale, rise up to water wheel, bringing your right arm back, left arm forward, draw that right hip inward. Or maybe you exalt. Keep pushing that left hip forward. And then come back to your your water wheel. And windmill around, find warrior two facing the left side of your mat. Stacking shoulders, opening up hips. So open up the upper thighs away from you, squeeze inner thighs towards you, or towards midline. Hang out here for a couple of breaths. Just breathe. It's all you gotta do. One more time. As you exhale, windmill down, step back to a three-legged dog, right leg in the air. Shake it out, do what you gotta do. Take a 1, 2, or three-legged vinyasa, four-legged, whatever you're doing. Downward dog, hips up in the air. Any more, go to your knees. Feet together, left leg in the air. Left leg steps through. Rise up, bend the back knee, arms up, crescent lunge variation, and then reach forward almost like you're going into that warrior three. Right arm down, left arm up, twist. Water wheel and exalt. And then spin it around to warrior two, exhale. Exalt warrior two, straighten your front leg. And then bring your arms and shoulders up, nice and strong. Walk your back foot in once or twice, reach towards the front of your mat. Find your triangle pose, left arm down, right arm up. Maybe you have your hand on a block. Maybe your hand is on the floor or your big toe. Just make sure that when you do any of that you're not collapsing into that left side body. Allow your back to be as if it were against a wall. Inhale. And exhale. Lift from the bottom of your body. Pull your knees up for some support. Take another big breath. Inhale, rise up to reverse your triangle. And as you exhale, windmill down to a three-legged dog. Left leg in the air. Open up your left hip. Drop that left heel back. Stay here for a few moments. Keep the weight even in both right and left arms. Relax the left foot. And then turn yourself forward, bring your left knee to your chest into high plank. Step back and take your vinyasa. Up and downward facing dogs. Hips up in the air. Feet together. Right leg up. Step that right leg through. Rise up, bend your back knee, arms up, biceps by the ears. And then reach forward, fingers forward. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up, open up, twist. Just take an extra little breath here because it feels so good. Look down, rise up into your water wheel, and then reverse that, bring the left arm up. As you exhale, windmill into warrior two, facing the left side of your mat. Now reverse your Warrior two, straighten your front leg. Bring your arms up shoulder height. Bring the back foot in once or twice and reach your torso to the front of the room or the front of your mat. Right hand on the floor shin, or maybe it's even above your knee. Just don't be on your knee. And then lift as if you were against a wall. Left shoulder, left side of your body. Left arm is up, gazing up or gazing down, depending on what's going on in your neck. Knees are lifted, breathe. Take one more breath. As you look down, reverse your triangle, right arm up, left arm back. And as you exhale, windmill down, three-legged dog, opening up your right hip to the left side. Keep your weight even in both right and left arms, and let your foot just kind of hang out there. Pressing that right shoulder down as well. And then turn your hips square, bring the right knee to the chest, come to plank. Step back to plank and vinyasa. Upward and downward facing dogs. Bring your knees to the mat. Sit back in your child's pose. Rise up to sit on your heels. Bring your hands to your heart center. Hold here. Breathe. Bring your hands by your knees. Stay on the tops of your feet and just lift your shins up off the floor. Nice stretch to the front of your ankles. Bring your chin to your chest and your collarbone. Some people will get higher than others. Lower your knees, tuck your toes. Place your hands on top of your thighs. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your hands to your heart center. And then make your way, sit on your heels. Bring your hands down in front of you and push your hips back. Bring the forehead to the knee. You can stay here or bring your hands in prayer to your forehead. So maybe your thumbs are touching your third eye as your forehead reaches towards your knees. Forehead towards your knees. Dropping maybe the heels all the way to the floor. And then release your hands, release your hips, separate your feet, and sway a little side to side. Come back to the center, lift up your feet and slide your hands underneath your feet, wrapping your big toes around your wrists. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, draw the elbows out to the side as you push your weight into the wrist a little bit, wrapping the big toe around that wrist. Keep pulling and pushing at the same time. Find a little space. Once again, release the ears and shoulders from each other. Halfway lift, look up. Release your hands. Chin to chest. Roll up and just roll out your wrists as you come on up. And then roll your shoulders back and around. Bring your hands together in prayer. Bring your feet together, balancing or standing stable in the center. Breathe. Draw your ribs down towards your hips so you've just got that tailbone tucked underneath you, and just float your right leg off the floor. Let the right leg come behind you as you come into your warrior three variation. Thumbs at your heart, or arms by your side, or arms in front of you. Breathe. So you have any choice here for you. On the inhale, bring your right knee to your chest. Cross the right ankle over the left knee, figure four. Sit back into your heels. Couple of options here. This is one of them. Maybe you want to come down a little bit lower. Maybe your hands come to the floor. Maybe you take the arm balance. Lori, maybe you want to do it. Michelle, don't do it. Breathe in, breathe out. And then rise up slowly. As you come up, that right leg is going to cross over the left leg in front of it. Arms come back up overhead. And one more time, we do that side bend. Come back to center, take the side bend to the other side. So feel Prints in the side, one's more open. Rise up to center. Bring your hands in prayer, feet together. Settle in, close your eyes for a moment. Pressing the big toe down, ball of the foot, pinky toe, heel of the foot. Lift the knees up, tuck the tailbone. Shift your weight to your right leg and lift your left leg up. And then stretch that leg behind you. Dip your belly, arch your back. Stay even in that right leg. Maybe the arms come by your side. Maybe the arms come out in front of you, biceps by the ears. You choose. Breathe. Slowly inhale your left knee back to your chest. Cross it over the right knee. Now over, above it. Flex the foot. Sit down as much or as little as you want or need. If you can get your hands forward into the floor, go for it. This side is really tight for me. I have a little bit more problem on this side getting down. It's been that way forever. I'm used to it. I hang in there. Some days I can't. Now cross the left leg over the right as you come on up, arms up. Lean to your left side, exhale. So feel that nice stretch, release on that right side. Inhale up and over. Feel the release on the left side. Come back up. Hands to prayer. Feet together. Separate your feet, hips width apart. Fold over. Take your peace fingers around your big toes. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Bring the elbows out to the side. Forehead towards the shins. Send your weight forward. Wrap the thumbs underneath between the big toe and the two fingers and draw those elbows out to the side. Keep space between your ears and shoulders. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Release your hands from your feet and walk them out in front of you till you're on your fingertips and weight back in your heels. Halfway lift, inhale. Walk your hands forward again. Keep shifting the weight back towards your heels. And let's do that 1 or 2 or 3 more times until you find your downward facing dog. Chest towards your thighs, make the adjustments you need. Right leg in the air. Right knee to chest, step forward. Rise up for your crescent. Bend that back knee. And then straighten forward, reach. Release and twist. Inhale, water wheel, reverse that water wheel. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Inhale, arms and legs straighten, back leg moves in. Move into your triangle pose. Right arm down, left arm up. So put your back against a wall, imagine that it's there if it's not. Inhale, left arm down. Right arm up. As you exhale, find your balancing Ardha Chandrasana and lift your left leg off the floor. Open your left hip on top of your right hip, shoulders stack. Right foot firmly on the floor. Flex that left foot. Breathe. Open the left arm, open the chest. Press down through the bottom of your foot. Feel like you're being pulled in 2 directions. Take another breath. Left arm is down as you exhale. Left knee to chest, round and curl. Extend the left leg back behind you, and then bring that knee behind the right ankle and have a seat on the floor for a spinal twist. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Make sure you're not sitting on your left heel. Hug your knee into your chest. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Right arm behind you, lengthen. And twist a little deeper. Find your space. If you have more space, find a little bit more twist. Keep the twist, but look left. And then twist left. Come back to center, take your right leg, swing it behind, find your setup for pigeon. Right toe stuck underneath you. Lift yourself all the way up. Find that nice space or sit on a block if you need to. Lift your heart all the way up. Check out your toes. Make sure you're not pivoting or putting the foot inward, sickling. And then come down a little bit at a time until you find the place that you want to settle in for a few long rounds of breath, not round breaths. Let that hip sit down as deep as it can go. Helping it out on a block is very useful. Relax the shoulders. Take another breath. Then come back to your hands. Tuck your right toes under. If you have a block, slip it off to the side. Take your left leg in the air, open it up. Shake it out. Maybe you want to flip your dog here, left leg back. Hips come up in the air. Then rewind, left leg in the air, three-legged. Look between your hands, step your left leg through. Rise up, bend the back knee, crescent lunge. Straighten the back leg, reach your arms forward. Right arm down, left arm opens up. Rise up, water wheel, reversing it, or exalting it. Windmill open to warrior two as you exhale. Straighten arms and legs, bring the back foot in once or twice. Reach your torso forward, hips back. Left arm down, right arm up. Stack shoulders, lift your knees up, stay nice and strong. We just stay here a little bit longer. Now reverse your triangle on the inhale, right arm down, left arm up, or exalted actually reverses the wrong term. And as you exhale, bring your left hand down, Ardha Chandrasana, balance. Right leg up over the hip. If you need a block, it's a great place underneath that left hand, any height. My hamstrings are tight, I'm going to use it today. Open up, breathe. Inhale and exhale. Just work at doing the same thing we did in triangle here. Getting our back, imaginary wall behind us. Right arm, right leg long. And as you exhale, the right hand comes down. Right knee to chest, round and curl. Extend that right leg back behind you. Right knee behind left ankle. Sit down on the floor. Move your block if you have it in the way. Make sure, again, you're not sitting on that right heel. Hug the knee in. Find length. Say hi. Left arm behind you, right arm up. And twist to wherever it works for you, right? Outside, hug it in. We're here for a few breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Keep twisting. Open, open, open. Keep twisting, look right. Release it to the right. Come back around, swing that left leg behind you. Set up for your pigeon. Taking the left toes, tucking them under, bringing it back, check it out, make sure you're not sickling. Come to your fingertips and first point of resistance, and then start to make your way down until the place that you feel that you can maintain or find a little bit more space. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't force it, just let the body go. Kind of scan your body. Notice if you have any resistance that's you're holding on to, and let go of it. Maybe send that information to your body to do, to your brain. And then slowly make your way back to your hands. Lift your chest up. Tuck your left toes underneath you and lift the right leg in the air, three-legged. Right hip over left, and if you want to flip your dog here, right leg drops to the left, lift your hips up, breathe. And then rewind. Right leg in the air. Right foot to the left, downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa, wipe the slate clear here, your way, upward, downward dogs. Bring your knees to the mat underneath your hips. Cross left leg over right and have a seat once again behind your hips or behind your heels. And let's just walk a little bit closer to the front of the mat or the middle of the mat. Rise up side to side. Bring your hands on top of your knees, find length, and then bring a prayer to your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Just time to start to bring it down a little bit. And then as you open up your eyes, hands come behind you. I'm going to just, once again, turn my mat to the side. Better visual here. So bring your hands behind you, set your legs back onto that bridge or that tabletop. Fingers come behind you. We're going to lift our hips up. And this time we're going to cross the right ankle over the left leg like we did standing. And then pull your hips up as best you can. Keep pressing the ankle so the knee opens up. Maybe you drop your head back. Breathe in and out. Good. Now drop your hips to the floor. Keep the leg crossed. Option to come down to your forearms to the floor. I'm going to move up a little bit for the camera. Or option to hold on to your shin and slowly draw yourself down. Use your core to brace you from going too fast. And then make your way into your figure four on your back. If you're holding onto your left shin, just straighten that leg and hold on behind your hamstrings. I hear a dog. Now, take your right hand to your knee and just gently urge it open. And then take your left leg, gently place it on the floor and bring your right knee open. Now, if you have the flexibility and it doesn't put pressure on your knee, you can take this into a full half lotus, or you can take the foot on the inside of the thigh, or just keep the figure four opening up the knee. Arms open, palms face up. So I like to use my own body weight and pressure, not any excess force, to just allow that hip to open a little bit more. Take another breath. As you exhale, cross the right leg over the left leg and twist to the other side. So just take your spinal twist, opening up as much as you need to or closing in as much as you need to. Come back to your back, hug the knee to the chest. Hug the other knee to the chest as well, round and curl. Hold on to the top of your shins or ankles. And start to rock and roll a few times. Like rolling like a ball if you're in Pilates. One more time. Roll to sit up. Feet on the floor. Hands behind you. Fingers point in. Lift your hips up again. Take your left ankle above your right knee and open it out to the side. Lift your hips up. Maybe you drop your head back. Nice stretch for the front of your shoulders and chest. Keep pushing. Then lower your hips down. Now you can come right down onto your forearms. Again, I'm going to move up a little bit. Or you can hold onto your shin and see if you can find that grace and slow way down to the floor. Just take your time. Draw your navel point and really find your core and come down to the floor. And then if you're holding onto your shin, bring your right leg straight and bring the hand behind the hamstrings. And then take just your left hand and gently urge that left knee open. Not putting pressure on my knee, I'm just pressing open in my inner thigh. And then I'm going to slowly lower the left leg and right leg, excuse me, and either I'm going to keep my left leg in figure 4 or maybe place it inside, or if you have the flexibility in your hip, you can bring it into your half lotus, right? Listen to your body, it's more than anything else I could tell you. Take another breath. You can cross your left leg over your right leg and do a spinal twist to your right side. Come on your back, left knee to your chest. Round and curl your spine, bring your right knee to meet it. Lay your head down, take the hands on the front of the shins, feet or ankles, and place your feet down on the floor. Imprint your spine, tilt your pelvis. Lift your hips up off the floor, bridge. We're only going to do one today, so you choose if you're going to take your hands as they are, interlace them underneath you, or perhaps you're going to come to your full wheel. And wherever you are, try to hold for 5 breaths, pushing your hips up, heart towards your feet. Breathe in, breathe out. Press firmly into your feet. Take 5 breaths wherever you are. Wardrobe change. And then when you're ready, come down, upper, mid, lower back to the floor. Hug the knees into the chest. Arms open out. We're going to do a spinal twist one more time. Right side, knees right, hips move left. Now, take your left arm, draw it over your head, reach it around until your left arm and your right arm connect. These little sugar ants all over the place. Now stretch that arm back open, and we have a little bit more space here. Find that twist. If you need to, you release the legs a little bit. Now come back to center. Soles of the feet together, but the knees are off the floor. Heels are a little higher than your knees, not below. Bring your hands in prayer. And reach your hands towards your feet. Lift up, up, up. And then bring your arms. Draw the knees together. Lower your head, bring your arms out. Move your knees to the left. Twist over to your left side, look to the right. Take your right arm, draw it up and over to the left side. So reach that right arm a little bit longer, and then stretch the arm back overhead as you open out to your twist a little bit deeper. Bring the soles of your feet together in the air, feet higher than knees. Take your arms in prayer. Reach your hands towards your feet, lifting up on an angle. Lift a little higher. And this time, let's straighten arms and legs. Feet up to the sky. Reach your hands to your feet. Separate your arms and reach your arms forward. And then lower your head, lower your arms. Keep your legs where they are, put them up on a wall or put a block underneath you, or take your feet over your head for your plow position. Don't move your head. If your feet don't touch the floor, hands on your back. If your feet touch the floor, find as much length as you can out of your body. Walk those toes underneath and away from you. Breathe in. Breathe out. And start to roll yourself down slowly until you find 90 degrees Legs over hips. Maybe separate your legs a little bit and relax your feet. Relax your tailbone to the floor. Belly to your spine, ribs towards your hips. Feet are relaxed. And then slowly let your legs come down to the floor. Once again, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together as the knees open out. Bring the arms overhead so the hands are doing the same thing as the legs are. And then release your arms. Draw your knees together. Stretch your legs out in front of you. And if there's anything you'd like to do before you take your final Shavasana, take it now. Otherwise, lay on your back and find your way into your final pose. Bringing your arms by your side, palms face up. Hips splay open. Scan your body from head to toe. Notice if there's any points of tension that remain. And direct your breath into those areas. Consciously let go of the glutes behind you, of the abdomen, of the thighs, of the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles. Your facial muscles are soft and relaxed. And if you can stay and enjoy Shavasana for a longer time, stay there. If you need to make your way back into reality, start to move your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Make your way to a comfortable seated position, bringing your hands to your heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace to all. Namaste, namaste. Sat Nam, go in peace. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Thank you all for being here. Stay home, stay fit, stay healthy.